Hello and welcome back in this very awesome, and this is the number 4 of the all of the engine sounds and automation. We did the inline engine, all of the inline engine sounds. We did the 60 degrees and V-shaped engine sounds, and of course we did the 90 degrees. But I think I left something out of them, which is what does a flat plane sounds like. It's an amazing sound. You will like it, and I would love to hear from you in the comment section below. What do you think about, or what is your favorite, the crossplay or the flat plane? It's an amazing thing. Let's start with it, and of course, let's start as always with the engine. It's a 90 degrees, 8-cylinder engine, aluminium block, 86 on the bore, 86 on the stroke, which equals 3,996 cc, or you can say a 4-liter V8 engine. Dual overhead camshaft with 4 valves per cylinder, aluminum head material, variable valve lift technology. And now let's start making the crossplane first. There's the crossplane first, and then switch to the flat plane. Let's start with cast iron, cast connecting rod, and of course low friction cast. Regular engine, nothing special. 10.5 to 1 as before. 35. 75 here on the VVL, variable valve timing on all cams, naturally aspirated, injection, direct fuel injection, single throttle body, standard intake manifold, and of course premium 95 octane fuel, 15 on the air fuel ratio, which is extremely lean, 50 on the ignition timing, 6,500 RPM limit, or let's go to 7,000. Can the engine actually support 7,000? I'm not really sure. Let's check. Short cast, dual exhaust pipe, and 2-inch here, high flow 3-way Carla converters, no first muffler, and of course reverse flow second mufflers. And yes, as you can see, no, the engine cannot support, or the internals cannot support 7,000 RPM. So this is basically the same engine that we did before in the previous videos. Let me go with you intake by intake, standard, performance, and race. And the intake will be followed by, of course, a standard in the exhaust system, performance exhaust system, and of course a racing exhaust system. Alright, let's start with the standard. As you can see, it makes 289.3 horsepower, 261 pound-feet of torque, 221 kilograms is the weight of it. It has very good fuel efficiency or fuel economy. It's quiet, it's with a sporty note, it's responsive, it has good smoothness. It's an amazing engine. Right, as you can listen, it sounds very smooth, very quiet at idle. The engine is very smooth at idle and at low RPM. Now let's switch it to a performance intake manifold. As you can see, we have a bigger intake manifold, longer runners, different airbox, high performance air filter, and of course bigger throttle body. And the exhaust, switch it from a reverse flow muffler to a straight through muffler, which will make the exhaust flow much better. We have 298 horsepower, nearly 300 horsepower, 265.5 pound-feet of torque. The engine is more economical than before, and it sounds much more louder. Alright, let's fire it up. As you can hear, it's much more clear, it's much more louder. magnificent. And now, of course, let's switch to a racing intake manifold. As you can see, it's bigger, much bigger than before. The intake manifold made entirely from carbon fiber with carbon fiber runners, and of course the same throttle body as a performance one, but with no airbox, no air filter, and a carbon fiber snorkel. And of course, let's remove all the mufflers so we have like a straight pipe here. All right, let's start it up. As you can see, we have 307 horsepower, 273 pound-feet of torque. The engine is extremely loud, and the fuel economy is good, and it's lighter than before. Yes, it's very loud. The induction noise is very, very loud. As you have heard, the engine sounds extremely good. I mean, I love the racing V8s. They sounds very, very brutal, and they look absolutely magnificent. Now you have heard the Crossplane crankshaft. Now let's go to the Flatplane crankshaft. The difference between them is the firing order and how the crankshaft looks different from the Crossplane. That's most of that I know, and I would love to hear from you in the comment section also. What kind of technical differences between the crossplane and the flatplane crankshafts, or besides the firing order and different shape. I'm not really sure. I also want you to correct me in the comment section. Does the shape is the shape different? Is there any different in shape between the crossplane and the flatplane? I'm not really familiar with both of them, but I know that the fire order is different. Alright, so now let's switch to a flat plane, because to me a flat plane sounds extremely Italian. Italian V8s, Ferrari, Maserati, these V8s. That's how a flat plane, or that's where flat plane actually came into play. Alright, we have a cast iron flat plane. Alright, all the internals are the same compression ratio, same cam profile, VVL profile, VVT on all cams, naturally aspirated. Same direct fuel injection, single throttle body, standard intake manifold, 95, 15, 50, 6500. And let's see, the exhaust is the same. Alright, we are ready. So, but let me first check out the differences. Let's start with, for example, okay, let me press the button here, and let's go back to Crossplane and see what kind of differences in power and torque and everything here. Alright, so this is flat plane, this is crossplane here. Check out the differences. The flat plane is actually more economical than the crossplane. The flat plane is less reliable, it's lighter, has more performance index, it's cheaper, and requires less time to be produced. Production units value. You know what I mean? Alright, so I think it's better actually, but I prefer the crossplane. The crossplane sounds very, very brutal. I mean, American Mustangs, the Camaros, American sound, the American V8. Because the flat plane is like Italian. I like Italian V8, especially the Ferrari ones, Ferrari, Maserati. They are basically the same V8s, Ferrari, Maserati. But you know what I mean. If you want a brutal engine that screams extremely hard, yes, I would love a crossplane engine. But of course, if you are driving like a supercar, a high-performance Italian car, also a flat plane will sound absolutely magnificent, like a symphony. So let's go back to the flat plane, as you can see. All right, and let's fire it up. Listen to that, very smooth. There's no cutting, no burping, no hearing nothing, just like a straight sound. It sounds very, very refined. I mean, a crossplane engine sounds like a brutal, brutal force that, fires, petrol is burning inside, the exhaust is screaming, you know what I mean? But the flat plane sounds really, really refined. Sounds really, really smooth, really elegant, and yes, it fits perfectly in a Ferrari. That's why I think Ferrari never used a crossplane crankshaft, because the flat plane sounds, wow, it sounds perfect for Italian supercars and sports cars and hypercars or whatever. Alright, so let's move on to a performance intake manifold, and of course a performance exhaust system, and yes, it will look the same as before, don't worry, nothing will change except the internals and the sound. Alright, ready, steady, and alright, it's much clearer now, it's a little bit loud. And also, I just thought of that. I mean, the flat plane crankshaft sounds better at high RPM. At low RPM, yes, it sounds good and sounds refined, but at high RPM, it screams hard, as you will hear now in the racing intake and of course the racing exhaust system. All right, ready, steady. As you can see, we have 308 horsepower, 274 pound-feet of torque. You saw everything. But now let's fire this beast up with no restrictions whatsoever. Alright, you can hear more induction noise. Sounds very loud and very refined, even in its racing configuration. I mean, the crossplane, I think it sounds louder or more brutal, I think, but the flatplane sounds even very refined, even at high RPM. So it's up to you in the comment section, which one would you prefer to drive? I mean, if you have the option to have like two engines, same size, the same specs, all of them, the same everything, same compression ratio, same air fuel ratio, the same absolutely everything, and you had the choice, which one would you put in your car and which one would you love to drive, as a daily driving V8? A flatplane V8 or a crossplane V8? Which one is your favorite? I would love to hear from you in the comment section below. And so in this video we did the crossplane versus flatplane V8s, 90 degrees V8s. It's an amazing thing to do, and I'm really happy that I did it. And thank you so much for all the people that notified me that I didn't make it in the previous videos. I apologize about that. And also, don't forget to write to me in the comment section below, what are the main differences, technical main differences between the flat plane and the crossplane crankshaft. I may be wrong about the firing order, I may be right, I'm not really sure, because I've heard it before, and I'm not really sure if it's correct or not. So I would love to hear all of this from you in the comment section below. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, get subscribed, share the video if you want to share it, and of course hit that notification bell button so you can get a notification each time I release a new video. So thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna see you very soon with more of your amazing requested videos, because I was really busy, and I thought of doing this one very quickly. Have a happy Friday and have a happy weekend. I'm gonna see you very soon, and of course, goodbye for now, my friends.